Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you've had a good Easter so far. Really exciting. And we're back. Easter Monday in Sweden this time, actually. Gothenburg, to be precise in this. The JustFlight 146 Professional for Microsoft Flight Simulator and the version 2 update coming this week to all of you guys who own the product. If you've missed over the last few days my preview video, you can go back, check that out of course as well during or even after today's live stream. We go into a whole host of new features, including the awesome UNS-1 FMC or FMS. I always get those confused. And today, 2 sectors ahead of us in this bronze livery. We're going to be heading off to Gothenburg, or out of Gothenburg to Stockholm Bromma, and then a little turnaround for a super short hop with a VOR approach to finish in Visby for a short runway, kind of challenging approach in this as well. So really looking forward to it, and welcome on board to all of you watching wherever you are in the world. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we're going to go through a number of features. If you do want to think about or ask about anything during today, some of the differences perhaps, let us know. Going to trigger GSX. It now supports GSX integration. Request boarding is the one we want. There we go. We'll go for Aviator. Welcome to MPS Gaming. Thank you for choosing the route today, by the way, as well. I hope you're looking forward to this, mate. Badger, good afternoon. Rab, welcome. Ian, good evening. Who else? We've got loads of channel members today. We've also got Gotlandis Farmer in Gotland, Sweden as well. Welcome to you. 707 Liner 2. Matthew, welcome, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good weekend. You too, Ashton. Living the dream. Happy Waster Monday. Yeah, that'll do. Dwal, good afternoon as well. David, good morning to you, mate. Carlito, welcome. Loads of channel members today. Zato, good to see you. And everyone else, wherever you are. Hope you've had a good weekend settling in for today's flight. So, we are the crew. Got to be a way to toggle that off. So we're going to run the passengers here and see what happens. You can see we can watch the aviator folks get everything sorted out, and then we're going to turn our attention to the cabin during boarding and the flight deck. I want to take a couple of screenshots, and it's going to result, no doubt, in a late departure, a delayed departure. Crash. That's the passenger bus. Grant, good day. So 2 short legs today, and looking forward to showing you guys this. Actually, some of the changes and the features that they've done, the tweaks that they've made, have resulted in some huge improvements to this aeroplane. Not least the flight model and the way it behaves in crosswinds and all that sort of stuff as well. Those of you who saw the preview video I did the other day will see what I mean, or know what I mean with that. Let's get some bags put on, shall we? Lovely job. There we are. Throw them on, mate. And we'll get the passengers on. So in the EFB now, for version 2 of the JustFlight 146, it supports SimBrief integration. There's a toggle for it which allows the aircraft to monitor GSX, put the boarding in the EFB linked to the progress of GSX, which is really neat. So we're going to get all these folks on. It's a short boarding process. Welcome to the cabin. Oh my god, world's tallest man. That's a bit better. Oh, at least you made the effort to duck. They're all banging ahead. Call an ambulance, quick. Oh my goodness. Right, shall we walk with them? A couple of little things. Crew call, into cabin. Bing bong. And we can walk up the flight deck. 2 short legs indeed, Dwell, yeah. You can walk up the cabin towards the flight deck and we can listen to the air conditioning packs, hopefully. You can hear them buzzing away. Louder in this part of the aircraft. Oh, they're all so tall here in Sweden. Oh, 707 liner. Well, you've got time, mate. I'm not sure any of these are going to fit in the seats. Right. Let's have a little look at some of these new features. So we've covered a few already, of course. So, same panel. Those of you with the F-28 will know this as well, to be fair. They've got in that aircraft these animated PA buttons and things. Really, really nice. They now have that in the JustFlight 146 and this. So let's just pause the music a second. And I'm going to play Eternity. Hopefully you can hear that. Give us a little thumbs up in the chat if you can. A little bit of a guitar medley. And you can customise the sounds in this BAe audio unit yourself by changing the files, just like the F-28. So there is a custom package, a custom folder, which you can add in all of your own playlists and stuff in there. And the way to do that is all included in the manual, which is really neat. And you can skip the tracks as well if you want to. So we go to Paradise Found, that'll be Visby, and then you can pause them if you wish to, and change the volume and all that sort of stuff. So nice little feature. Some people I know like to leave that running in the background, so that is now a new feature that you can look forward to. Some of these features, by the way, are new to me. They might not be new to you. I think a couple of the features that were pointed out a little while ago, there's no way that's a button. Oh my god. Brew a coffee. Wow. We're going to test that in flight when I get the galley power on. In fact, let's get the galley power on now. So I've shelved this for about 8 months. Lovely. Let's flick that switch. T. Oh! Oh, you can hear the... Can you hear that water? That's quite neat, I like that. And yeah, all of the cabin lights are all controllable via this panel. Again, I covered this on my video. There we go, we can turn the cabin lighting off if we want to, turn it all on as required, and depending on the seatbelt signs and the no smoking signs, some of these lights will illuminate accordingly as well. So that's boarding complete, jolly good. And the GSX integration now automatically brings the stairs in. We've got the hydraulic lines on and stuff for this. And it will now close the door. Bingo.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross check.
And we get the automatic cabin announcements as well, which you can toggle on and off if you want as well. So in the EFB here, that's all been done with that option here, GSX handling toggled on, which I didn't use in the preview video that I did the other day, which is why we're using it today. So I can show you a couple of different things that we might not have necessarily touched upon previously. Again, there's a failures function here, so there's 3 pages of failures with a real probability of any of them triggering at some point during a flight in the future, and you can obviously fix them all if it all goes a bit heat-tong. So we've got 0 fuel weight, fuel and everything on board, gross weight 39,066 now. So all of this is loaded as per our Simbury flight plan with the weights. And the OFP, let's pop the music back on. The OFP is loaded in here with our routing. It's a very short route, as you can see there. And we've got the METARs as follows. Checklists. There's the UNS-1, we'll go into that in a second. And up here you've got this little clipboard, and you can change these. So if you want to have a little a kind of custom engine performance picture for the aeroplane, you can load that into, again, another folder set within the package, and it'll appear there. And you can rotate them, hide them, return back to the index page, so on and so forth. There's the import instructions there. So you could just drag and drop the images to those 2 folders into those directives and update the respective INI files for it. And then when you're done with it, if you don't need those checklists, yoink, you can put them away. Very sweet. Let's shed the galley power and then get the APU online. Land vector traffic, Brother 7 Delta radio check.
Readability 5, requesting radio check as well.
Likewise, 5x5.
Thank you very much.
A couple of people in the 146s today.
Landvetter traffic, Osprey Fahrenheit, stand gate.
It's all the little details, Mike, isn't it, that really do make this quite a funky little package. So APU power is available. We've already got the generators on. Ice detection online. Fasten seatbelts. APU air 1 with a recirc. That's all online. Test the PTU valve. Watching the green line there, the PSI for the hydraulics there go up. Would help if I actually had the pumps on for the APU. It's a bit better. So, what have we got? Let's have a little look. I've purposely not done any of this because I want to show you guys this. So we're going to go to return and load up our flight plan routing, which is as follows. There's no direct SimBrief integration into this from what I can tell. So you can basically have a slight issue where if you've got a very long complex route it could be a bit tricky, but these are obviously designed for some smaller routes like the ones that we're doing today. It doesn't take long at all to put these routes in, so I've started with the SGG, then I've stopped venting the start of the stream today. We're going to go to Laban, press enter, and accept from the Yankee 430 airway. So we're going to go list, airway, 2, enter, tinker, enter, done. That's our route, and our destination airport Echo Sierra Sierra Bravo Bromma, and accept that. So all done. We're going to go back to the where is it? Flight plan menu page, into the departures, and for today we're going to use 03 for the runway for takeoff and the Laban 3 mic. So again, nice and simple, just number 1, select 03, option number 1 there, and the SID Laban 3 mics number 2. Happy days. And you can click that if you've made a mistake and it will give you the list back again. Let's put this back in again. So Laban 3 mic is number 3 actually, isn't it? There we go. Back to the flight plan, and we can just press next down here to have a little look. That's all fine. And then for the arrival, because it's a short route today, runway 30 expected in Stockholm Bromma. So we want option number 2, bringing us into the stars selection, Tinky 7 Yankee, number 3. And the approach, ILS 30. No transitions. Tinker. Duck Snow, that's what we want, and then we'll be on final approach. Jose de Torres, welcome aboard, good to see you. They are still giving you the option, yes. So I covered that in the video the other day. Rab's asking there, so let me show you guys. You can go into the cog here, and you can change the FMS option from modern to classic. So actually, if that UNS-1 isn't for you, let's turn the other one on here. If the UNS-1 here isn't for you and you prefer the old way of doing it, where you could click it and it'll load everything in using the working title kind of files and things, then you can just choose the modern option instead in the EFB, and it will give you all of that as well, which is really nice. Right, that's good. So runway heading, and then we're going to turn right 022 degrees up to 5,000 feet initially, and then after takeoff, our cruise at the end is going to be 23,000 feet. There's a VNAP option here for a target vertical speed for our sort of top of descent. We can put in here minus 2,000 foot per minute, for example. if we want to, and it will work the top of descent out for us. There's an option in the EFB for that as well. And then basic weights, change that to kilograms. And our fueling, just going to grab the data. So that when you change the options in here, this doesn't change the fuel on board. What it does is it just changes some of the calculations. So kilograms 4503, sorry 4508, and it will give you some various conversions. That's the what I was looking for. Yeah, it will give you different conversions based on what you need, and you can change some of those options accordingly. Some of the pages like tuning are in op, and message as well doesn't seem to do anything at the moment. And on the performance page, en route, it will give you your tailwinds, headwinds, ground speed, etc. You can do direct twos. We won't need those today, but in another stream at some point in the near future, we will probably make use of them. And as before, for takeoff performance, we can click that, and it will move all of our N1 bugs and our speed bugs accordingly. We've got to make sure we move our nav across on both, and with the flight directors on 1 and 2, we can already now arm the altitude selector. Weather radar's good. We've got flight plan. This is what we want. Like so. So we get that sorted. And then on the other page we'll use flight plan summary instead. 122.8, that's all good, that's all set. Your dampers 1 and 2 are on. We've done the tests for most other things. We won't activate LNAV just yet. OFP's ready. Chocks, we've got park brake yellow and on. Chocks away. ETU on. What have we got here? Engine anti-ice systems go online. Ice detection is on. Heating, APU air, beacon. Pumps. Galleys on shed. Okie dokie, let's connect the tug. I'll use this today on this sector, and then on the other sector we'll use the GSX options instead. Okay, so we're going to connect the tug. It's given us a GSX tug. Oh, actually, it's changed it. There we go, that's better. That's what we want. So initially when we loaded in, it gave us that massive tug for like a 737, and we didn't want that. We want that one right there. Afternoon, Jack. I wonder if it's waiting for GSX. Let's see what it does here. There's every chance. We'll leave that open. We'll just see what happens. I've triggered it on GSX instead. Right, what else we got? Brief complete. Brakes yellow. Park. Thrust levers full of free. We've done that. TMS-M1 speeds, checked bug sets. We're going to just set the thrust modulation system now.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
33. And then off for start. Happy Easter, Doc. Welcome, Gav. Good evening. Jack, welcome, mate. Here he comes. Oh, maybe not. Off she goes. Okie dokie. So that's all good. Starting mobile phones off. APU Gen X, external AC set. Beacon on. Packs APU air off if starting from APU. Packs off. The APU air has now gone off. Fuel pumps are on, start power's norm, start master on, and then we'll work through the engine start modes in a wee second. So, runway 03 is all the way the other side, so we're going to want to face south. Land better traffic, rather than 7 Delta, stand 1-1, push start facing south. Nose right, tail left. Push back left. I think that's the one we want. Yeah. Oh well, we'll go with it. I find I'm getting often confused now with custom GSX profiles. We'll see which way we move. Pause the music again. Let's get the engines fired up. So, Star Master on, engine 4, engine start. Starter's operating, and we throw fuel to the Whisper Jet for the first time live in a while. So N2's already at 20 plus, so let's run the fuel. Click it out of its detent. And we've got loads of custom views like this one to help us get started. That's it, Speedbird, yeah. Time to start those 5 APUs. I think that was the last time we flew it Living the Dream, actually. We flew it. We flew the Qantas Freight, didn't we? Look at that for a fly along today, folks. We've already had a couple push back and head off. Good selection. Nice to see another 146 pilot there. Number 3, start.
Traffic Osprey 242, radar check please.
Readability 5. We've got the pressurization system set as well. Let's get down here again. The old hidden click spot. Brakes are on in yellow.
Fine. Thank you, sir.
There we go. Bring generator 4 online. So engine 3 is now online as well. Let's keep it going. Engine 2. It's actually quite quick to start this engine, to be fair, or the engines on this aeroplane. Jack says, is it really 33 degrees in Gothenburg? No, it's not. That's the flex temperature, basically. It's about 12 degrees. There's the OAT temperature there, mate. What have we got? So, through 20. Oops. Engine 2. No, Chris, don't forget it's a bank holiday still, so they're probably enjoying the Easter holidays. More likely going to be sort of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Engine 1, start. Get that engine 2 pump on. And 2. When 1 rather. Then 2's down there. There's your little N2 gauge, so that's 15. And then M1 kind of matches almost as well, and the TGT starts to rise to throw the fuel in. Evil ASI, yes. And on the 10th and 11th of April, I'm going to take delivery of my Winwing Airbus FCU, which I'm very much looking forward to. Very excited for that, and it'll be good to directly compare against the Mini FCU from Mini Cockpit, which is almost twice the price compared to the Winwing option. So I'm very much looking forward to that. You guys can hold tight for that as well. Jack says this is a lovely cockpit. First time seeing it. It's yeah, it's a great flight deck. It's old school, isn't it? All the gauges, everything's the old kind of way of flying. Generators on. Let's pop that off. Start master off. Recirc valve is active. We'll leave APU air on and packs can come online now. Engine air off for takeoff. They'll go on after takeoff. Lights, sides, air conditioning set. All the overheads checked. Get galley power back online for the old T. Taxi lights on. Quick check of this in case I've missed anything. And tilt my head as I'm doing multitasking. And then we can turn the TMS on. Takeoff mode again, 88% roughly. So Jack, when you're saying there, may I ask where you get the flex temp from? Basically, you want to try and target around 88-ish% M1, unless you're on a short runway, and then you need obviously kind of toga power. But otherwise, you want about 88% M1 approximately. Oh, that's interesting. Let me just check my rudder pedals here, folks. Something's a little off. No, it's picking it up. We'll check that in a second. We'll start rolling first. Your damper. Let's see. Got all the hydraulics on, yes. Fuel damper master, avionics. Yeah, that's, okay, yeah, there we go. It's because it's the old tiller there. That's better. Rightio, so a little bit of power to keep us going. Yeah, so you want about 88% flex unless you want bigger runways and things. Little advance of the throttles, start the roll. Just starting to creep. Why is there so much resistance? Very odd. Using a lot of power here. Set flap 18. Engines are all good. Give it some beans a sec just to see what happens. Just going to check this. Aircraft. Ah! Look at that. There was a ghost tug attached. I'm checking. Says, have you heard anything on the CRJ update? No, I haven't, mate. Not yet. Land better traffic, Brotherton 7 Deltas taxiing to Hull Point Bravo runway 03 via the apron. Right hotel, left Yankee. Land better traffic. So while we taxi out,
Land traffic,
go through the charts. So
093 at the ramp, taxiing from the ramp via the ramp. Right
that kind of routing
Juliet,
today, all the way down to Bravo,
Yankee for runway 03.
and then away on 03 for a northbound departure. Make sure I've
Takeoff better traffic, that's right, 2472, push back from stand.
what is going on?
6, and we'll be facing to the north. Better traffic. Correction facing the south.
Flew this the other day, and it was all fine. All of a sudden now,
traffic, Scandinavian.
I'm not getting any rudder inputs.
21 times ERJ 185 will be pushing back, facing south.
Oh, look at that! It was holding a hidden tug function, doubly holding it until I actually closed the pushback box. Okay, so there we go. That's good to know. Good to know. Rab says is bumpy on departure. But anyway, back to the charts because we're chatting away. Right here on hotel, we're going to depart 03, heading northbound onto the Laban 3 mic. So initially 022 degrees.
Gate 15, pushing back.
And after that point, 2.5 DME from the Landvetter VOR, we're going to be turning northeasterly. Welcome, Blue. Tug of war indeed. Beyond 15 nautical miles all the way out to Laban. From there, routing quite simply northeast, all the way up to Stockholm Bromma. You know what? I'll just go straight over. Because I can see nothing's coming here. Ordinarily they'd have you taxi out this little bit here and then kink out at the bottom, but we'll just we'll carry on as we are at the moment. Chris says this looks really nice. I've flown on a 146 from London City to Dublin and back, and I was also looking at JustFlight's Fokker F28 as well. Do you recommend picking that up as well, because they've got a sale on at the moment? If you like old school aircraft, then that is very hands-on, lacks a lot of automatic kind of navigational systems, then absolutely. If you prefer something with a little bit more automation and something a bit more like this, then I would say wait for the F70 F100 when that eventually releases. Right, where are we? So up to Tinker. At Tinker we're going to then join this descent down to Duck Snow, 2,500 feet, and then we'll be flying in towards Bromma over the kind of like fjords and stuff. Should be very nice indeed. And then a short turnaround before an incredibly short 20-minute hop to Visby. So LNAV's going to be the active mode for takeoff. Alt arms already selected. Yaw dampers are in, 1 and 2. And we'll take off, go through flap retraction schedules. We'll wait for the call outs from the first officer for that. Flaps are 18 set. We can pop the old weather radar on, so we can warm that up now. It takes a minute or so to warm up. And that windsock over there, we're going to have a little look at that before we commit past. Turn the engine anti-ice off. Get rid of the yellow warning on the display there. And we're in LNAV and pitch modes with alt arm. First time doing a GSX pushback with this actually, which is why I've kind of got myself a bit confused with it, because on the video I did the other day we didn't have the GSX boarding. I just did use the tug inside of the EFB instead, which is pretty good. So takeoff modes 88.2, pressurization systems all set, contiguous ignitions on both. Next page, so we'll keep her rolling, make sure we're going straight. Before takeoff checks, brakes yellow and green, checked yellow. We've already checked that, that's down there, we're on yellow. Flaps selected, 18 and checked. Flight switch checked. Flight directors are on and as required, trims set and checked. Seats, harnesses, nav aids, transponder set as cleared.
Traffic aspect 247 continue the taxi once the SAS has exited on hotel.
Put that on TARA now because no one's ahead. We're just going to keep her rolling onto the flight, onto the runway and head off. Briefings reviewed, continuous ignition A and B both on as required on the checks. Cabin secure, we want that, so we need that from the crew to do that.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
We trigger the cabin call above. And we're waiting for cabin secure.
Cabin is secure.
There we go, from the crew, and we can flick that slider across. It does it automatically, which is nice. You can hear it click. So cabin secure, crew's advised, lining up checks, so radar as required, AC pump needs to be on. That's the point. Where's the PTU go off?
Canadian 2153 pushing bank, stand 22 facing south. Gothenburg traffic.
Track trim, harness transponder, AC pump on. In fact, engineer, TMS, AC pump off, PTU off. There we go, in the climb. Thought so. Really good having this little checklist here, actually, because I, for one, I'm really rusty at this aeroplane. I've not been in it for 8 months beyond the video we did the other day, and with that in mind, it gives me a bit of a reminder for it all, really. So, Bravo, here we go. Strobes. Landing lights, runway turn-off lights. Transponder's already on. Land vetted traffic, Brothens 7 Delta via Bravo, lining up runway 03 for a takeoff. Laban, 3 Mike departure, land vetted traffic.
After then, lavender traffic, November. Swift 80. 93,
TMS,
after
takeoff
the
M1.
BAe146 departs, you'll be lining up runway 03.
Controls, just one more final check. I'm happy with the rudder now because we've been using that for a while. Keep her moving on up the hill. Little compression there of the oleo at the front. A little intersection departure, just to keep things a little snazzy, and on the brakes, just so I can get our drone camera ready. Look at that. It's such a wicked aeroplane, isn't it? It's so unique, and it's so it looks great. Take a couple of screenshots. Shame about the Orbex land better scenery having weird runway lights offset to the actual point there, but hey ho. Right, are you guys ready? Get me charts, that's all good, happy with all of that. 2000 transponder on. Rightio, view set. Holding on the brakes. Brakes off.
TMS set to take off.
Let's go.
Power set, flex achieved.
Speed's alive.
Speed alive, both sides.
Thank you. 80 knots.
80 knots, cross checked.
I've got such a habit of just flying myself when I get these call outs. I always end up overlapping them myself. So this 88% D rate
V1.
gives us a bit of a flex. There's the V1 call.
Rotate. V2.
Oh hey. Little crosswinds. Just
Positive
a little
rate
bit
of
of rudder
climb,
there
yeah.
just to keep us in line with the centre line. And we've got that positive rate call, so gear up. Little bumpy indeed on departure. So keep her climbing. Through the middle marker, a little enunciation there on the panel. Right, quick look-ups on the overhead. Got our recirc, that's all good, that's all set. there. Land better traffic rather than 7 Deltas airborne through 2000 and away.
Land better traffic, Swiss 8093.
APU master caution, disregard.
Runway 03.
And the nose down just to start accelerating. And we're going to go TGT. Sync. Climb power.
VFTO.
There we are.
Safe
Traffic,
We're waiting for the VFTO call.
We'll be lining up 03, battling the departing Quebec.
Little king there just to get us back on track. It's getting very sidetracked here. And I'm going to fire up the autopilot to see how she does. And we'll keep her going to 250 for now. Keep her in pitch mode, so I'll just use a little bit of trim to deal with the nose. Speed mode will hold the speed that we're at the moment. PTU off. We're away. Absolute corker. This, I mean, I've not flown it in a long time. I know one of the last times I flew it was into Orbex Oslo Gardermoen and it crashed. And that was rather embarrassing. But it's a great bit of kit to go and fly and enjoy. There's a lot to kind of enjoy with it. So speed mode there will hold us at the speed that we've got, which is about 240 knots.
Correction, runway 03.
Land better traffic, Swiss 8093, airborne 4000
And Bromma, 1,668 metres of runway length. So that's going to really hurt. Just realised my speed here. No auto thrust in this, let's keep her going. We want 23,000. Someone get a pen, I've got a number to write down. God. Oh dear. Through 250, just going to try and strike the balance there. Bingo, speed mode. And then I'm just increasing the throttle there so it holds at 250 knots. Back into the climb. Let's go. Still deafening indeed in external mode. Look at that from you.
Scandinavian Chima Charlie lining up 03. We'll give it 3 minutes separation.
Out of curiosity, for those of you watching at the moment, who already owns the BAe146 from JustFlight and who have actually been looking at it potentially with a view to purchasing it when this update releases, based on videos like this and other content creators. I'm curious to know who have kind of been waiting for this update and who have already purchased it. Tracking the flight on New Sky as well for our virtual airline, so we're going to get a score at the end of the flight. What have we got here? Stinky 7 Yankee, on arrival. Minimums are going to be 200 on the rad out. So I'm going to set that now. So I'm going to press and hold. 200s, set, release. Oh, arm for 23. Let's go to standard pressure. (1013). It's very hands-on, yeah. But that's the beauty of it. METAR at Bromma gives us a QNH of 1001. High to low, down you go. Winds 3608, variable between 330 degrees and 030 degrees. So we've got a 6-knot crosswind. Suggestion of minimal VFR conditions at Bromma, according to Navigraph, which will be interesting. Living on a Player says, really fun to watch you fly it, but it's not an aircraft he purchased for himself. Much more of a modern aircraft kind of guy. That's absolutely fine. Lights, signs, crew will start doing their stuff. Going to set a different speed mode there. Come off IAS. and then bring the pitch down. Perhaps says just made cruise and then it was time to descend. Does anyone know how to install the discontinued mod for the fly-by-wire A32NX? What do you mean by that, mate? I'm not sure. Discontinued mod. Fly-by-wire is still active. So you can still get the A32NX from flybywiresim.com. Jack says he will definitely want to buy it once he's got some time to learn it. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not an aeroplane you can just dive into. I'm rusty and I've made a couple of mistakes already today. I made a few mistakes on the video the other day as well, the pre-recorded video we did. But it doesn't detract from my enjoyment of it, and actually this feels like an absolute whopper of an update. Quite a huge update, in fact, that JustFlight have done, which I'm really excited to see roll out. I mean, UNS-1 have been looking, they've been looking to release this, been working on it for a couple of years now, haven't they, since the 146 originally got released. They were talking back then about the UNS-1, and now it's coming. It will mean that we get the opportunity to have progress on the F70, the F100, the Apro RJ, all the rest of that, so very exciting times ahead for the JustFlight kind of lineup of products, the MSFS family lineup. So top of descent, while we're in the cruise, we've got a couple to go. We're going to go into this top of descent calculator, current altitude. Actually, I want to change this, so if I desync it, we can then alter the figures to 23,000. Ground speed, target altitude 25, 3 degree descent angle, so we want to decide top of descent 64 nautical miles. Let's hit enter there. That. One thing I mentioned the other day on the video, which you may or may not have watched, the tablet. So not everybody likes to fly in the captain's seat and be the skipper. A lot of people also quite enjoy having a flight sim experience where my mate Dave here is sat in the first officer's seat. So if you want to do that, you can. You can change your view to automatically be in the first officer's seat, and you'll notice now with this new V2 update is the tablet over here will automatically move over there instead. So you'll have that accessible to you if you like to fly in the first officer's seat, and it'll automatically switch. And the click spot, as always, if you want to hide the EFB, is this little Magvar card down here, so you can hide that if you wish. 64 Todd. Katie, welcome. So we want to start thinking about the ILS approach. We've got nav2 already preset to 299, that's what we want. So I'm just going to set that. And looking at the charts very briskly, from Duxner at 2,500 feet, we'll have a couple of miles to be level at that point, if we want to do that nice and early. And ILS, so inbound course 299 and ILS DME 1097. By the way, I've just forgot, actually, we're over 15,000 feet now, so we need to change the THS to 840 TGT. Like so, TGT and sync 840, that's going to increase the power output of the engines. Just a little wiggle of the throttle there, actually, because it's asking for more power. So I shall give it more power. And I'm just going for a bit more of a steeper rate of descent here, hence why the speed's down. He says, well, now I'm trying to accelerate the jet again. It's a very crude system, Speedbird 612. Speed mode, that'll do. Just dump her back in the climb. So that's all looking pretty good. Where's my descent checks? Because that's coming up rapidly. Descent PTU on, pressurization set, brief complete, landing data check bugs set, and then we'll deal with the approach. So, what do we got? 10907, snap that across, that's the ILS 10907 to match on nav 2 just in case we need it. Alt arm at 23 to level off, we've got 2000 to go just as we chat and fly. So we've got inbound course set 299, 1097 set in both nav 1 and nav 2, and we set the minimums 200 on the rad out a little earlier on. And then we've got runway 30, probably going to vacate right at the end. We're going to need full flap. There's no auto brake in this aircraft, as there is. There's no auto throttle either. So the throttle's ours, the brakes are all ours too. So we've got those absolutely cracking lift spoilers and the speed brake at the back in the tail boom that'll extend and help slow the aeroplane down. But it's all going to be brakes. Either Yankee 3, probably not though. This is a very short runway. It's like the Skiathos of Sweden. We'll vacate probably Yankee 2. And then taxi up into the apron to park. I've got no idea where to park here though. Parking stands, let's pin those. One to go. Stand 3 is the one that Doc's told us we want to be at. So we stay on Yankee all the way down to that little corner there. Very nice. First time going to Bromma today actually. And I've purchased it especially for the stream. So hopefully you guys are all looking forward to that. Around 34.7, 72. So you've got a little way to go. Pop the weather radar on. Oh, Rab, no, that's terrible. So you had to cycle all the way back and try and find your phone. Okay, so now we're at cruise, pretty much 23,000 alts captured. We've got LNAV mode. We want to change TGT to 740. We'll sync via M1. It's 740-ish. We'll find that actually the aeroplane will want to accelerate itself quite nicely here. So actually we might need to drop it below 740. Yeah, who fell for what April Fools today? Parallel 42 pulled one, which Zato fell for, with the chase plane thing. I think they did it last year as well actually. I feel like I remember them that last year or year before. I feel like there was something very similar joked about. I can't remember. I might have to drop this TGT to about 700, you know. We'll try 710. So we are buzzing along quite happily here. And actually the TGT is nearer to 640. So you'll find, certainly at this lower altitude, the aeroplane's going to want to start to accelerate. So look at that needle there, it's still inching away because the TGT is trying to rise back to some crazy other settings. So I'm just going to go sync M1 instead. Limback, welcome. That's a little bit better. Speed's just trickling down. Christ, Brad, yeah, Brad, that's super lucky. My goodness. Yeah, good point as well, Speedbird. Yeah, so there's no auto thrust, no auto brake, and no reverse thrust. Chris King, welcome. Love the 146. He says, my favourite aircraft in the sim. Thanks for the look at the upcoming update. Very excited. Yeah, a whole host of features, isn't there, to look forward to with this, and quite a few of us have been looking forward to it. Jack says, I bought this yesterday and I'm really looking forward to fighting with the thrust modulation system. Yeah, when you're flying the Airbus and the 737s and things quite a lot, I find I get back in this aeroplane and I'm scratching my head a little bit, thinking, yeah, how do I fly that? with the TMS and the lack of auto thrust. I found that when I was flying the CRJ a lot, actually my performance in this aircraft was a little bit better because I was used to manhandling the throttles. The A300 is quite good because it's got very similar system to the thrust modulation system. So again, you can just step across. What have we got here? Stockholm Bromma. Elevation's 47 feet. So we'll set that to 500. The speed's still just trickling up. I don't want it to go any faster. I'm going to set the bug, so it means instead of me staring intently on that where that edge of that needle is, I can now look at the F or S for fast or slow and see where that circle is there. If it starts to creep away from that centre line, I know I'm accelerating or decelerating. We do need a chase plane, don't we? Yeah, so look at that, we're just accelerating a little bit here. So what are we, 84% M1, I'm going to drop it down to about 80%, nearer to that. And we'll see how we go. That'll probably decelerate us a little bit, but I just want the aeroplane to stabilise, not too close to the barber poles. I just want it to settle somewhere. That's too slow. Just a teeny nudge. Teeny nudge. 82. We'll see how we go with that. So one thing you've got to think about is how far am I away from the rest of my all my waypoints and things. So it does require you to have a little bit of mental math, I suppose. You can see here various VNAV options. It's saying top of descent with a 2,000 foot rate of descent, 2.8 degree rate of descent. Top of descent's in 14 nautical miles. And that's to be at duck snow at 2,500. So actually we're already pretty much there, according to this. Tinker at or below 9,000 by SB 700. So we're going to go there first. And actually I'm going to do one direct to because you guys might want to see that. So instead of going to Tinker as the entry into the star, I'm going to direct to SB 700. So DTO, and we can choose which number we want. So we can either go next page, go further down, or previous to find the one. SB 700 is number 8. So we'll type number 8 and enter. And there's our direct to. Bam. 55 miles. And it's recommending 6 miles to top of descent. So what's 9,000? This aircraft can descend incredibly quickly. We're going to change this to 3,000. Yeah, about 2,500 foot per minute is probably a bit more reasonable. Thereabouts. Yeah, you'll find, Jack, you kind of want to set your M1 a little bit, but because we're about to pitch down, I'm not going to fiddle around with it too much. It will take a little while just to stabilise the aeroplane and get it happy. Because otherwise, I mean, that's a tiny little bump there, and look at that, it's just given us instantly 82-84% M1, so my hardware doesn't quite give us that quite nicely. No VNAV, no. Yeah, the FNS, it would just be floating and moving around all the time. But yeah, I struggle initially while I'm chatting and thinking about other things. I will struggle to kind of, at least myself, set a nice N1 or a nice TGT to hold the power. But we're about there. I think it's settled where it is at the moment at 270 knots, max 6.4. So we'll go with that. Do you have any E146s living the dream? 4 miles. And I'm going to descend using pitch mode. And there is a descent function, so you press that on the TMS. What it does is it changes the TGT values to I think about 640 degrees. And what that then focuses on is maintaining pressurization and the air conditioning and everything else the aircraft needs, because these engines are so small. So it sets like a minimum power for descent effectively. So we're going to do that now. Oh, arm 9000. Oops. Descent. The white down arrows means that it wants me to start to power the aeroplane down, but I'm also going to use pitch mode. I'm just going to trim the nose forwards a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure if FSLTL have got BAe146s living the dream. There we go. It's happy there with that power setting. 465-ish TGT. Flight deck doors closed. It was! Jack. I was just about to say, yeah, it keeps brewing the water. The potable water is here. So somebody mentioned actually that the aircraft, so depending on how much you're brewing, you'll notice that over the period of a long flight, the potable water will just slowly start to reduce. But yeah, I think there might be one at the back as well. Actually, I never actually looked. Pretty cool, right? Pretty snazzy. Let's close that door as well. Get out. That's beautiful in my headphones, Jack says. Love it. So if we idle the throttles, see how the thrust modulation system has now pushed the TGT back up to about 750. So you've got to be careful during descent. If you descend too steeply, what you'll find is the aeroplane will accelerate because it's trying to achieve this minimum TGT for your descent in order to keep everything else going. Pressurization and the rest of it. So what do we want? PTU on. We also need this reset. About 500 will do. There's a thing in the manual about changing between setting baro or low or maximum pressure. It's something that I can't 100% remember. Someone in the chat might remember precisely how to do that. Keeping an eye on speed here. 20 miles to go before we want to be at 9,000 at or below. So actually, if we set 8,000, arms still active, VLNAV. We're going to turn that on now for VHF nav. 1097 is the active ILS frequency. 299 both set and split for nav 1 and nav 2. Oh, Doc, MSFS have just released the aircraft list for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 in their Discord. Let's see if I've got time to read some of them out. That's going to be an April Fool's though, surely. So, maybe not. Base, Premium and Ultra, it says. I'm not sure if I believe all of this. Because it is April Fool's, I don't know. Because in the morning, it's America, isn't it? America are only just getting up, so it's still early for them and they can do April Fool's without breaking the rules. It's gonna, yeah, that is. It's an April Fool's. Choffinek. Airbus, Bowling, Textiles, Cessna. Lockseed F-22. Yeah, definitely. The sad thing is, many people will probably believe that now. It's good that the crew are keeping the brews going in the background. Every now and again that little brew goes off. Rightio, time to bring the speed down. Set that speed bug to just below 250 and pitch mode. Sammy Two Shoes, welcome. This is one of those streams really well. On the ground we had a bit of music. It's important really starting the music during the flight because we are flying these super short sectors and putting ourselves and the plane to the test. There's our Direct 2, so it's done it beautifully. SB700, so this is very much VATSIMable. Providing you know how to operate the aeroplane well enough. We're on VATSIM today, of course. SB704 5000's next. There's 250. Resume the descents. Landing lights on. There's the crew announcement behind us. No weather ahead. Very nice. Keep that going to 5, so we'll continue the descent down. Got a right turn imminently, routing us all the way to Duck Snow, 2,500. So actually that's at or above 5,000 there, and then SB706 is at or below 5,000. So that means we can smooth this descent down a little bit. Maybe go to 13 or so foot per minute. And we can get the ILS charts ready to go. So missed approach. Climb straight ahead to 5.2 DME SBA, which is the ILS. Then turn left and proceed to the corner. NDB, climb to 2,500. Join the NDB for the hold. So charts off. I've tuned that in there, 388. That's already active. He's probably given them ideas, Chris. Sadly. What else have we got in our descent check? So BTU's on, pressurization set, briefing complete, landing data checked, and bugs sets. We need to set them bugs. So we're going to go 33 for the landing flaps, 119. I think we'll go for flap 30 again, because this aeroplane can stop pretty well. Oh, it's a short runway though. Let's not risk it. Flap 33. Go for full flap, and I've not landed with full flap since I've had this update, so it'd be exciting to see. This is a nice rate of descent here actually. Just nudge the throttle forward a tad. Back to the checklists. What else have we got? What's the QNH transition altitude here? Transition by ATC. Oh, we've got Bromma ground online. And an ATIS. 1001. High to low down you go, so we are lower than we think. We are. There we go. $6,400. Speed's good. Profile's nice actually. Can you all see, those of you watching, the differences with the previous update and this aeroplane so far, this new version 2? Because it's seemingly, there's quite a lot of difference, isn't there? And it's remarkably good. Look at this, lovely. I've never flown into Bromma before, looking forward to this. It's going to be challenging, both sectors today, tough. Especially Visby, because that is a mega short runway. Looks like we're about to level off at 5. Four miles to be level at 5, at or above, so that's pretty good. Actually 200 miles to go. You know what, I'm going to let it capture 5, because it didn't like that. Alt capture. There we go, that'll do. And then we'll keep it going to 2500s. Alt arm. Just gently back into pitch mode. And we better tune ground ready. So 121.605. Good. So park brakes off. That's all good. Seats for landing. For the call to the crew. Lights, signs. Icing. Always a possibility there.
Cabin is secure.
To hear that, because we've now put the anti-ice on, the aeroplane has increased the power output of the engines with the descent mode of the TMS, because we now need those systems online as well. Turn them off. And then actually the engine started to kind of accelerate slightly there, so I've just dropped the power once more. 4,000. Still got a little way to go. So actually let's reset that power. I've got an aeroplane right up my chuff. Bromma traffic, Brod 7 Delta has passed Sierra Bravo 704, 3,800 feet down to 2,500, QNH 1001, expecting the ILS runway 30, Bromma.
Bromma traffic, Swiss 8093, inbound, run Sierra Bravo 705, expecting ILS runway 30.
You might have to overtake me. I think you're a bit quicker.
No, we're good here. I'll slow down for you.
There he is, right there, 23 above. So in theory, you could get ahead.
Just 0893, what speed are you doing?
Let's do that. Let's just get all of that online. So for descent, it's one of the things that actually I get confused in this aeroplane as well. For landing and approach, APU is as required, so you don't necessarily need to turn it on for the descent to divert the packs across from the engines to the APU. So we're not going to use it today for this. If we have to obviously do a missed approach, then we have to consider the fact that we're also pressurising the cabin still. It's something to be wary of. We'll keep her low and slow over the fields here, because this is going to be quite a cool approach, isn't it? I think.
2,500.
Check. JustFlight, welcome. Amazing work. Hopefully I've knocked enough rust off to fly it well enough today. Happy Easter to you. Just quick dip checking my speed. That's fine. Look at this. Yeah, say hello to JustFlight, everybody. They're in the house, in the live chat for today. This is stunning. What wonderful weather. MPS Gaming was saying at the start of the live stream, the forecast going onwards from today is pretty awful for the weather. And actually, we've chose a very nice day where Mother Nature has been quite forgiving of us. It's giving all the folks of Stockholm below a little bit of a show with the BAe146. And condition-wise, MPS says he had a crosswind of 15 knots in the end. My goodness. Cabin secure for landing, so we've already had that from the crew. Level at 25. Yeah, cracking, aren't they, Jack? Oh, look at her from the outside. Cruising along beautifully. This livery, by the way, folks, is in the in flightsim.to if you wanted to download it. Just watching 200 knots here. Nose is coming up to about 5 degrees. So I think I might have missed, by being outside the aeroplane, I might have missed.
Speed check
Oh, there we go.
205, select flaps 18.
So just as I was thinking about it, the announcement comes in. So speed 205, flaps 18. That nose is going to come down. Oh yes, look at that.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
We're not going to select that just yet because we've still got a bit to run. You can hear the mechanical grrr noise, the motors, can't you, Jack? On the flaps. Really cool. Go back to sync mode. Fly with Lado, welcome. Thanks, mate. Happy Easter. So 029 is going to be next, so I'm just going to set that as the heading. Ready. And from 029 at Duxno, that should bring us in, but actually prior to that I'm going to bring us into 299, let's call it 300, 330. Just like they're saying, today's bank holiday, tomorrow's their first day back after the holiday period, because it is the Easter break of course at the moment, folks. It'll be a busy one for them, no doubt some fine tuning required, and we'll be ready to go, so they say. So the latter half of the week. Good afternoon, Rob. Welcome. Let's get some power on. Visby's going to be fun. It's even harder than Bromma by the looks of it. So I've got no idea what to expect. Try and keep that speed up to 200. Lovely job. Tiny little bit more of a bump on the power. So my takeoff on this first sector was better than the one I did on the pre-recorded video, because I retracted flaps slightly early on that other video. And I'm making use more of this checklist just to make sure that I've got some of the flows remembered nicely. That's all, yeah, that's all good, I'm happy with that. Landing, AC pump auto on, gear down, 3 green, brake, yellow checked, lights, so we'll do that shortly. Flap set for landing, cabin is already secure, we've got the list there. APU air is as required, engineer and packs as required. Because we're keeping the APU off, we're not going to worry about the APU air in this instance. Here we go, left turn, coming up. Bromma traffic, Bravo and Sub Deltas, inbound Duxno for the ILS-30, 5 track miles, will report established ILS-30, Bromma. So we wanted 330, roughly. Which is about there. Now activate heading mode. Get nav mode engaged, 299 set for the inbound course, and we're now aiming for the 30-degree intercept. Just going to wiggle this down to 2000, just so we make sure we are underneath.
In traffic, switch now 8093, turning left, heading 069, will call establish for the localizer.
This is just to keep us below
Runway 30.
The ILS.
Traffic.
On Bromma traffic, Scandinavian 4569 on the downwind.
Forgot to turn the continuous ignition off, didn't I? Oops.
And we'll extend
Poor
downwind.
aeroplane. Okay, so speed check was gear down earlier. Let's start to do that. Actually, I'm just going to come right a little bit just to help the aeroplane out.
Speed checked below 180. Select flaps 24.
Because we're kind of slicing in at 6 miles here on the ILS. So we're almost compressing our approach. So down to 160. And we're going to have to work to push the engines a little bit here. Alt captured at 2. Going to pre-arm 2.5 again. We'll just get it set ready, not arm it, because otherwise the aeroplane might want to actually target that. And we're now on track to get 6.6 DME, 2,000 feet for a 30-ish degree
Speed
intercept.
checked below 170. Select flaps 30.
Not just yet though. Stand by with that.
Localizer armed. Localizer captured.
There we go.
Glide slope armed.
Lovely. Make sure 299 is set to match. Landing gear's down 3 green. It's one of those airplanes you've got to respect. Otherwise it will trip you up. And Bromma traffic. Rather than 7 deltas, established 6 miles ILS 30 to land. Bromma. They call for flap 30, we give flap 30. Look at this crosswind, folks, my goodness. There's the runway. Look at the views. Absolutely spectacular. So again, you can't really spend much time outside because you've got to be very wary of the speed here.
Established on the ILS.
Glide slope. Down we go. Keeping speed about 140. What do we got here? So VREF of 119. We'll add 10, so 129 for the kind of approach speed here. I'll just let that speed creep down with us.
Sorry, Swiss Air 8093 established on the localizer and the
4 miles. I'm conscious I've got him behind, which is why I'm trying to keep my speed up a little bit here. But now we're at 4 miles, I don't have a choice. We've got to get down to approach speeds. Stunning. What a route. Great shout, MPS Gaming. Thank you for the suggestion. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying the visuals. It's an absolutely beautiful day here in Sweden. Bromma traffic, rather than 7 deltas, 3 miles, final 30, reducing final approach speed 120 knots.
And Swiss Air 8093 turned down to our minimum approach speed. 124 knots.
Little gust there. Wow, this is what a stunning city. Well, I didn't realise Bromma was right inside the city. This is really cool.
500. Light slope.
Yeah, we have just sunk below it. There's that GPWS warning. We're just going to push in a bit of power. Rather variable conditions. Wow. I'm trying hard not to get distracted by the scenery around us.
Minimums.
Continue.
Minimums.
So vacating right.
Light slope.
We're fine. This is good now. Happy with this. Short runway. Early touchdown.
50,
Over the threshold.
40, 30.
Oh, flared early.
20.
traffic,
can
drive in
Lima
Charlie,
Okay.
for
Firm.
Short runway. We've got to get it down.
12 miles out.
There we go.
Okay, Mike Charlie, you just cut me off. I've got to try and get a bit of space for the aircraft.
80 knots.
Just broke me bloody spoiler thing in my honeycomb Bravo.
60 knots.
Yeah,
You could hear that snap.
Scandinavian Mike Charlie, yeah, it just cut me up, unfortunately.
And Bromma traffic,
another
sorry.
I was trying to go
Split there, 8093,
Fixed.
5 mile final runway 830.
Okay, Scandinavian 2 Mike Charlie, I can go straight ahead and loop it back around if you want to go first.
Yankee 3.
David, what speed are you doing and I'll slow down?
Okay, 2 Mike Charlie.
Big old hill. Bromma traffic, rather than 7 deltas vacated to stand 3. That was intense. So, I love this. I didn't get a chance to show it you because it was all a bit busy, but there's the lift spoilers and the big old tail boom thing there that you pull out at 50 feet. 358 foot per minute for the landing rate, nice and firm, but 1,600 metres of usable runway here. It's right in the city, isn't it? Wow. Ever so slight drift and a bounce apparently actually, and a firm 1.46 G, so not the best. Let's get to ground. Change. On the brakes, flaps up. APU starts. Strobes are all the way up here. Landing lights, runway turn off. Bromma ground. Hello, rather than 7 deltas on the Yankee, request taxi to gates, gate 3 if possible. Woo!
Northern 7 Delta. Welcome to Bromma. Taxi to stand 1 free as requested. Continue on Yankee.
Stand 3 on Yankee, rather than 7 delta, thanks. That was a proper, like, ride 'em cowboy. Proper, that's a Helvetic rodeo touchdown. Rightio, so AP power's available. Can you hear the music that's just started in the background as well? What an absolute cracking aeroplane this is. There's the Osprey. Change the transponder modes.
And the fare 8093, request taxi to the gates.
Oh, I'm glad I purchased this airport scenery now. This is quite cool, isn't it?
Taxi to stand 9er.
Right in the city centre.
Stand 9er on Yankee.
And no room for it at all there. So we've got our work cut out for us in Visby because that's, I think, even shorter.
Ground, Scandinavian 3-4 Tango.
Gate 3.
Ready for taxi.
Scandinavian 3-4 Tango.
I love the body music.
To Yankee 5. Runway 03. On Yankee.
Taxi to Yankee 5.
I'm just going to flick the nav modes back to our nav now for our next sector. There's our Chappie Woo with his sticks. Oh, that's stand 4. Oh, that's where the sim wants us to go. That's ever so confusing. So I've got him there, but then I've also got him there. So that's GSX, and that's Microsoft Flight Simulator. You could, Sammy. Who knows? Oh. Don't mind us. It's very 80s-esque music, this, actually. Jumping heck. What a weird old layout. Like 80s vibe out the little radio in the cabin. Let's get that whopper of an FB out, ready. Brakes. So, yellow and sets. Flaps are up, air brakes retracted. Let's pop that to standby.
Hold position. Passing Swiss in front.
Roger, hold position.
APU is on, packs are on, that's on fresh air.
please. Full command your intercept.
Scandinavian 3 Tango, continue taxi to Yankee 5.
Roger, Scandinavian 24 Tanker resuming taxi to Yankee 5 by Yankee.
Beacon all the way up here. Oosh, there it is. Super Stretch Armstrong reach there. And I'm just going to toggle GSX now. Automatically to see what it does. Look at that. Bam. Instantly. Great integration with GSX, that. Very, very cool indeed. I love Bromma. Why have we not flown here before? It's so good. Well, that's a wicked screenshot. The two little SASs in the background as well. Love it. 13 screenshots, so I forgot to upload to Volanta because it's such a short flight. Right, let's see how we get on with this. New Sky. So, first time flying this properly in a long time beyond the flight did the other day for the live preview, the kind of pre-recorded preview. Let's see what score. 8.91. Oh, yeah, for that firm touchdown. But you know what? I'm happy with that. You can't muck around on a short runway.
Scandinavian 2 Mach Charlie is on Yankee.
So yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that. As long as the score's green, the balance is green, we're all good.
Good afternoon.
But room for
Taxi to
improvement.
stand
That
6.
recorded a very firm touchdown. Look at that, 1.59 G.
Stand 6 for Scandinavian 2 Mach
That's a
Charlie.
firm
Thank
one.
you.
Drop a neck. Let's plan the next route then. So, this is super short now. Pre-flight packs, and we want, I'm just going to grab the route out of Discord from earlier. Slight change of call sign as they all walk in. Well, it's 48 Victor now. So 418. ESSB to ESSV V463 and don't forget we've got departure time in UTC, so we're an hour behind on New Sky, so we just have to change some of that. So actually it'll be 1400 approximately, 40-minute block time. And I'll see if this allows it to do its thing. Estimated fuel, zero fuel weight below the required 35,306. 35,306. 35,306. $35,306.
Scandinavian 34 Tango. No further ATC. Monitor Unicom 1 to 2.8. And for information, Scandinavian onshore final 103.
Thank you very much. This is over to Unicom. I'll keep you up to date. And thank you for that information. Have a great day. Bye.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Just changing the zero fuel weight here to actually make sure we can fit into Visby. That's the problem here. So forgive me while I dip out of the live chat. Okay, that's now allowing us. So we're a little lighter this time, which means our approach is a bit slower as well. BRX 7 Victor. Cruise 14,000 feet. Could be great. We're gonna have a fantastic view. And this time we've got a VOR approach for runway 03 or 3. I think it's 03, isn't it? That's gate 4. No, because we are continuing with another sector. Got to file the new flight plan, and then we are ready. So disconnect 418V. Stand 3. We haven't got a squawk, but we will get one, I'm sure. And we're expecting the TRS Aurora Forza. So this scenery is Orbex, and it includes Visby actually as well, so you get both, which is rather nice. Let's trigger the GSX boarding. Before I do that, I'm just going to turn my attention to the EFB once more. We're going to refresh with a new route. There we go. 12-minute en route time. So everything we are going to do on this flight, absolutely everything, is going to be set up prior to departure. If we don't do that, we're going to really struggle. 95 packs. Boarding using GSX, so here now we go request boarding, and it will begin to do all of the boarding process for us and load the aircraft. Really cool. Like it a lot. So what have we got for our pre-flight here? New flights, import sim brief. So our next route is this. Let me just show you guys the charts. Just pretty much heading south to Visby, this very small little island here in Sweden. As you can see, we've got IFR conditions here apparently. So wind 040 at 10, all the 9's broken at 700 feet above ground level. Temperatures +5, dew point +4. So that could indicate reducing visibility there with a 1 degree spread, so the air is quite saturated, and a QNH of 1000. So taking off, we'll put this in a second, taking off runway 30, down Yankee to Yankee 5 for a full length takeoff, 1668 metres, don't have much to play with, so it's going to be a toga departure. Hey, does that go around?
Scandinavian 2153, correction.
Very exciting. Yes, might just be a takeoff though.
So change to stand
yeah,
4.
heading 30, routing all out, and then Bosley, actually TRS, Trosa departure, heading out to 4 miles from the ILS, max 230 knots, which is more than achievable in this. We'll be below that. Headed then south, Sovax 197 to Sierra Bravo 708, and then Trosa 1143. Before then routing to Gotel, 190 degrees, down to 5000. SOPAC with a hold if it's busy, so it's something you might have to consider there. And if you want, actually folks, if everyone behind me waits 10 minutes for departure, we will program the hold in the UNS-1 and we'll test it live to see how that works. So we'll do that about 3,000 feet to see how that works, maybe 2,200. Then route in 105 to Tuvix. Before runway 03, we choose either the RNAV approach or the VOR approach. We'll pick the VOR approach, which looks like that. So routing in 6 miles, inbound course of 016 to the Visby VOR 115.1. Now I'm just going to go and top my water up while we watch everybody board and a couple of people taxi in, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds or so if I can run quick enough. Keep hitting the like button if you're enjoying today, folks, as well, of course. And if you haven't done so, press subscribe. I'll be back in just a moment. Thanks for waiting. Hopefully I've not missed much. I was expecting to come and see rollers, the fire trucks rolling out to for someone crashing. Zato with that missed approach again or something. Right, where are we then? So aircraft's being loaded. That's in progress. Let's move that back to that.
If able, do U-turn and
So, new flight plan.
park between Broughton's and Scandinavian.
Menu. Delete flight plan. Enter. And we're going to go 1 ESSB Stockholm Bromma. Accept.
Bromma Grand, okay, yeah, I'll try to do that. Can you confirm that the Bravo...
And then we're going to have a little look here. So, TRS.
The model matching is showing it as a British Aerospace 146.
Trosser.
That's correct. Broughton's supposed to be B463.
Oops.
So you have, yes, correct. On your left you have the Broughton's
Airway.
and that stands free. So it's
Mike
able
996.
to turn and then just
Crew are working away in the background.
On your
So
right
that airway
side.
gives us lots of options,
Yep,
and we want
okay, roger that.
ROGME,
Okay.
which is number 8. So 8 and enter, which then takes us straight to Visby. So Echo Sierra Sierra Victor. Visby accept. From there we go to menu, depart, and it's going to be runway 30. And it's going to be the TRS-4 Zulu as we discussed earlier, so number 6 for the SID, enter. Back to menu, and then we want to think about the arrival as well, don't we? Because we know we've got that coming rather imminently. So runway 03, number 1, enter. Star ROGME 2 Sierra, number 4. And the approach is going to be number 2, the VOR 03. No transitions. Flight plan. We're just going to look for any issues or discontinuities. Only 3 pages, look at that. So we've done departures and arrivals. That's all good. Actually, if we go now to nav, maneuver, holding, and I'm going to set up, if I just move across here and get the charts back up, I'm going to set up for that hold we mentioned. So for those of you flying the second leg, do give us a 10-minute gap if you can after I take off. If you can try and work that out somehow, however that might be, just so that we can try and
Bromma Ground, the spread
get this working nice.
You just landed runway 30 and exited at Yankee 3.
So what have we got on here? SOPAC.
Osprey 2472 from ground. Good afternoon.
Number 7.
Taxi to stand
Enter.
9er.
So easy this, folks, as well, putting this in, but I've never done it live and actually used it, so we'll see what happens.
2472, thank you very much.
So inbound course is 195 with a right turn at SOPAC, outbound 015, as you can see on the charts there. So that looks pretty good. 1 minute legs, 2.5 nautical miles with a direct entry.
Scandinavian 4555. You said for me
So
to
once we
park
get
at
airborne,
9, and I went Scandinavian. I'm sorry.
we want to arm that.
Scandinavian for.
So it's just going to sit there
no
ready
worries.
for us.
I think I can live with that. Are you ready to copy clearance?
So I'm going to
Negative. I am just programming up the FMC. I got to download the flight plan. I'll be about 5 minutes.
heading. Does it replicate?
No worries. I'm
No.
here when you get back.
That's fine. That's good actually, because then we can monitor a couple of pages at once. I should probably put the weather radar on standby here. Whoopsie. Frying everybody on the ground. Initial climb. Transition altitude's 5. Initial climb clearance is 3. Just going to turn the flight directors off and back on again. We want the VOR on as well. we're going to set 1143 once it does come online. Snap that across and get that active. That's Trosa. And then the VOR for Visby 115.1. And the same for nav 2. Just as a bit of a backup there, we can use just nav 1 if we want to by clicking that across, but we'll leave it on split and 016. And then nav 2, if we need to, we'll update that accordingly as well. Ashton, yeah, insanely short leg. Good luck for your approach. 2000. That's all good, that's all set. So speeds, we're going to go short runway ops, flap 24 for takeoff today. And we're going to use toga to make sure we've got the correct TMS mode set there, and then set 24 and then turn the power off. We also need to make sure, because we've just done a sector, we reset this to 820 for TGT and climb. Our nav modes are set, and the heading bug is set to runway heading. Get rid of the charts. Right, let's get clearance. What are we? Visby ground, and we've got ATIS Bravo. UNS-1 report winds of 350 at 11, variable between 310 at 020. UNH set.
Bromma ground, Osprey 598. God eftermiddag, glad påsk. Stand 15, aircraft type Boeing 737-600 with information Bravo, UNS-1 request IFR to Visby as filed.
Osprey 598, Bromma ground this afternoon. Och glad påsk. Cleared to Visby via Trosa for Zulu departure.
Get his
altitude 3,000 feet. Score
clearance.
0. Correction. Squawk 6027.
Clear to Visby, departure runway 30, departure Tango Romeo Sierra 4.
Yeah, Andrew. So it's due. Good morning to you. JustFlight were mentioning a little earlier on. So because it's the bank holiday, it's Easter. They're enjoying an Easter break, deservedly so. So they're back to work from tomorrow to work on a few bits, little tweaks here and there, and then they're looking to release it providing there's no glaring issues. So we're looking Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, hopefully, providing all goes well. So the second half of this week.
Dogma 1-2 Sierra addon. We approach.
Just flick the flight recorder across.
That sounds about correct. So thank you so much. I'll read that correct.
Set or Alt 3R.
Good afternoon, right, Yankee 3, A320.
That's set.
Osprey 27 Alpha, Bromma ground, good afternoon. Taxi to stand 12 by Yankee.
Stand 12 by Yankee, Osprey 27, many thanks.
From a ground, God eftermiddag, is Braden 7 Delta on stand 3. BAe146 300 with Bravo on board. UNS-1001 request clearance to Visby. I hope I said that correctly.
Proton 418 Victor, Bromma ground, good afternoon. Clear to Visby via Tango Romeo Sierra for Zulu departure. Altitude 3,000 feet and squawk 0224.
Cleared to Visby, Tango Romeo Sierra 4 Zulu departure. Initial climb 3,000 feet and squawk 0224. Brother's 418 Victor.
Waters 48 Victor, but correct.
Is the god after Medag? That's so pronounced said correctly.
Scandinavian 491,
4.
radio 5.
Scandinavian 491, stand 14 with information Bravo, QNH 1001, rocket clearance to Oslo as filed.
4, 1.
Scandinavian 491, clear to Oslo via Aarhus. For Zulu departure, altitude 3000 feet, squawk 5301.
Clear to Oslo via Aarhus for Zulu departure, initially 3000 feet and squawk 5301.
So our new flight number is now set, and 0224 for our squawk is set as well. So initial climb, that's all good.
491, that's good.
Radar vectoring, so it's odd because this is such a short route. I'm already thinking about the approach before we've gone anywhere. So I'm making sure we've got everything set up for that ready. We'll go back to flight plan first. Alrighty. I think we're there. Let's get the tug ready. Prepare for pushback and departure. So if you don't have GSX, not everybody does, or if you like to control your own tug, you can go into the aircraft settings and you can press this pushback icon there on the top right, and it will allow you to connect the MSFS tugs and do all of that kind of thing. Brakes are on and yellow, so chocks off. APU's on and it's got power. Pumps, fuel, everything's set. Just going to reset the generators there. Put them to the off position ready. One less click to worry about. Continuous ignition on. That's all on. Engine anti-ice needs to go on. Beacon lights. Packs off. And was it APU air off as well? Surely not.
Locking gear.
Oh yeah, packs an APU air off if starting from APU. We are indeed. Okay. How are we doing? Let's have a little look. Ah, what a spectacular location this is. Have a good day, Jack. Good to see you, mate. Bromma's brilliant for an airport. I think we should add this to our routes with Osprey. What do you guys reckon? The Osprey fleet. And those of you who fly with Osprey Airways, by the way, I've added another 2 BAe146 300s to our fleet so that when the update goes live at the other half of this week, you guys will all be able to jump in and enjoy that and track the flights with New Sky. This is so cool. Oh, it's the retro A320 there, look at that. Love it. Good night, Ian. Thanks for flying along, mate. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope the headache subsides. Bromma grounds. Brothers 418 Victor, stand 3, fully ready. Request push and start.
Brothers 48 Victor. Pushback and startup approved.
Push start approved, Brothers 418 Victor. Oh, nose right, tail left. This is a custom profile, but again, it doesn't make sense. I'd much rather it say base south. So actually, I'm going to restart QATL. No, because it's not going to allow me to do that, is it? Oh, which one is it going to be? Nose right, tail left. I'll go with that. We'll see what happens.
Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines.
If they've set the custom pushback based on the pilot point of view, that's what we want. If it's set by the tug's view, then it's the other way around, and we're about to push facing the wrong direction.
Ground Osprey 598, request start up engines.
Let's see what happens.
598, start up approved.
4, engine start.
Start up
Let's go.
Osprey 598.
Badger, yeah, when I get a chance, mate. By the way, tomorrow, if you're thinking about where we're going to be flying tomorrow, folks, and you're thinking about joining a stream for viewing or flying, then you don't want to miss tomorrow. We're back in the Fenix A320 taking a look at the new Innibuild's London Luton Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We've got a really cool route. God, where are we flying tomorrow? We were discussing it in the club lounge. I've forgotten. My brain's gone. Ah, we're flying from Warsaw, I think, aren't we? Into London Luton. You know what? Let me have a quick check of my thumbnail. I haven't yet set it up. Krakow. Krakow to London Luton. There we go. Same time tomorrow, 1200 UTC, which is now
Bromma,
1300 BST.
Bromma, good afternoon. Scandinavian 4555 with Bravo 1001, stand 9, looking to pick up Africa. Visby.
Don't forget, guys, I'm going to fly the hold, one leg in the hold, test that and show you guys how that's working as well. So don't all rush to push start, because you'll end up all overtaking me. Unless you want to. Just as long as you remember that I've got the hold coming up.
3,000 feet, squawk 0212.
Visby off runway 30, the TRS for Zulu, climb initially to 3,000 feet and squawk 0212, Scandinavian 455.
Scandinavian 4555, reback correct.
Bromma's cool, it's like the London City of Sweden, isn't it? Like London City Airport of Sweden. Oh, hold on.
Scandinavian 491, ready for
wrong click spot there.
Scandinavian 491, pushback and startup approved, facing east.
Push and start approved, facing east, Scandinavian 491.
Good, I have started the flight. I was about to panic then, thought I'd not started it on MSFS. Okay, there's the wave of the ground pin. Thank you, matey. Engine 2, start. N1 and N2 are rising. Then we start to throw the fuel in. Watch the fuel flow valve go up there. Now we've turned the fuel cut-off to the on position. TGT begins to rise because we've added the fuel. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow begins. And engine 1, start. Okay, that's engines 1, 2, 3 and 4 now got fuel. There's the windsock right across the runway. This is going to be tricky. Not sure what to expect. Just let all the engines stabilise and sort themselves out.
Bromma ground, Scandinavian 445, stand 9. I'm not going to need to push back, but can I start up carefully?
Checking the up flying controls.
Startup approved.
There we are, now I've got the rudder pedals working. Jolly good. So that's all good. Fuel dampers. Should be flap 24. Yep, that's what we've got. And there, Brother's 418 Victor, request taxi.
Brother's 48 Victor. Taxi to Yankee 5, runway 03.
Yankee 5, runway 03, Brother's 418 Victor, thanks. Start master on, that remains on, APU air, and recirc packs. Engine air remains off. Overheads look good. Generator 1 online. Engine 2 pump is on. 3 pumps on, that's all automatic.
Osprey 598, request taxi.
Osprey 598, taxi to Holland Point, Yankee 5, runway 03.
Alrighty, so pressurization.
Taxi to
QNH, Sparrow, because we're going to be quite low. Barrow's going to be. What is it at Visby actually? 1,000, so it's pretty much the same.
Correct, 30.
80, 90, 1,000, so set that there. Brake fans are on at the moment.
Scandinavian 491, request taxi.
Scandinavian 491, taxi to Holland Point, Yankee 5, runway 03. No, 30.
Taxi to North Taxi 1, runway 30, Scandinavian 491.
Oh, look at that. Little viewing area there. That's brilliant. Brake fan, welcome. This Bromma is a stunning little airport. Really cool. So alt arm. We're gonna have to take off. It's 299 degrees. Miles.
Bromma ground, Scandinavian.
LNAV arms.
455 stand 9. Got visual on the taxiing Osprey 77. I request taxi back.
This is really neat.
Scandinavian 4555. Taxi, Holland Point, Yankee 5, runway 30, behind Osprey.
Taxi to Yankee 5, behind the Osprey 77. Scandinavian 455.
We've got power on and takeoff set. %, M1.
Gothenburg 48 Victor. No further ATC. Monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8.
Monitor Unicom 122 decimal 8 for Brothers 418 Victor. Thanks for the ATC. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a nice flight.
See ya. 1228. Look at this. Quick screenshot before I overrun the line. This is really cool. What a scenery. Right on the edge of the road. How cool would it be to be stood there? Hey look, they've got plane spotters there. At Max Hamburgers. That's great. Right, strobes on. It's the little things that get me in this sim, I tell you. Runway turn off lights. Landing lights. Wait for the cabin to secure before we call the lining up.
add-in is secure.
There we go, thank you. Just going to hold her on the brakes to take another screenshot or so. Thanks. What we got here, let's see. Look at that. Quite an intense couple of sectors this, isn't it really, actually? There's a lot to do. Bromma traffic Brothers 418 Victor via Yankee 5 lining up runway 30 and taking off Tango Romeo Sierra 4 Zulu departure Bromma traffic. So, ONAV selected for the HSI, pitch and LNAV are the active modes, alt arm at 3 for the initial climb, but we'll look to quickly wind that up very fast to our cruise altitude today. The second sector, only 14,000 feet. When we get airborne, we're going to arm that hold at that waypoint that we mentioned earlier as well. And we're just going to stay in the local pressure basically, so we're just going to flick it from 1001 to 1000 after takeoff. We use most of this runway. Lining up. There's the windsock again, straight across the runway. Nice and tight. Final checks just to be sure here, so I'm happy. Make sure the icing detectors are on, but the icing systems are off, otherwise it's going to gobble up all that power. Right, let's do it, folks.
TMS set to takeoff.
Toga, brakes off.
Power set, flex achieved.
Yeehaw!
Speed alive, both sides.
A little bit of sticking to wind here. We're going to use a lot of the runway here.
V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate of climb.
Oh hey, look at that. Gear up. Sporty. Quick little air thing there into wind. What we got? 299 degrees. Just going to level off.
+10. Safe height speed. Select flat 18.
Ground traffic, 491 clear off runway 30 for the auto 40 departure. Traffic.
Oh, you know what it hasn't done? Menu, departure.
Bromma traffic, Osprey 598, line up behind the aircraft takeoff on runway 30.
That'll do. It's getting itself all higgledy-piggledy here. I'm just trying to get the aeroplane to sort itself out. Because of the LNAV got a little haywire there. That's fine. We'll keep it going. So I'm manually flying at the moment until the autopilot sorts itself out a bit more. 14, wasn't it? So now we want the left turn. TGT. And hand flying, fine, absolutely fine. Handles really nicely. Very responsive when you want it to be responsive. It does everything you kind of want it to. Alt arm at 14. speed mode.
Bromma traffic, still around 491 outbound.
Autopilot engaged. It's going to sort itself out through 250. Away we go. There we go. So a little bit of recovery. I noticed on departure it wanted 100 and something nautical miles, so I'm not sure why. I think that flight plan summary there still shows correct, so not sure what it was doing. But a little refresh of the nav seemed to work. I might have just misclicked something.
Bromma traffic, Scandinavian 445, Yankee 5, holding short.
Anyway, manoeuvres.
I'm going to wait.
Holding.
There's nobody behind me. I'm
We're going to arm the hold now. Look, so SOPAC 195.015 with the right turn, 1 nautical mile legs, and we can click that there, which DTO hold. We fly direct to that hold. So if I click that now, it will go straight to SOPAC. We don't want that. We're just going to leave it armed and have it sat waiting. And there it is in the flight plan, page 3, hold 195 at SOPAC. So we're going to do that automated hold for the first time as well. Through 10,000, lights, signs. And the runway length here at 03, 2,000 metres actually, so slightly longer than Bromma. Interesting. You off. Lovely job.
Bromma traffic,
autopilot, APU, disregard. The autopilot button dual is just down here, mate. That little button there. So AP, when you click it and it's active, it goes autopilot in. But you need to make sure your dampers 1 and 2 are illuminated as well as a separate push button. Turn that weather radar on. 1 to go, leveling off. Just going to use sync mode instead now. For this. So what's this about says, I'm noticing some runways, like a lot of airports, there are massive cracks, like the terrain is all messed up. Makes me crash all the time. Check to make sure you haven't got 2 or 3 sceneries installed. But well, yeah, don't forget this is like 1960s, 1970s aeroplane, and actually in the sim a little bit awkward, but as a pilot in real life, all they've got to do is just reach down from their right hand and push that button there. So you could do that quite nicely, probably, I would imagine, with muscle memory without thinking too much about the positions, your hands and things. 1151 for Visby, so we're going to activate that now for the VOR. Let's get that tuned in. Both of those are selected, and we need to, as we commit to the approach in a short while, change that nav back across so it picks up the VORs instead. How many miles do we have to run? It's not a long old route this, I've got to say. LNAV and alt. Captured, speed's good, maybe accelerating a little bit still, so let's just drop that 0 to about 80% M1. 707 liner, have a good fly, mate. Hope you've enjoyed it. I've got a Triumph Tiger 900 GT Pro, sort of spell. That's the bike I've got. Absolutely wonderful bike, love it. So heading out over the coast imminently, and then we'll be thinking about descent. Doc says, oh, it's disappeared in the live chat now. Across the land, Asia Pacific booking is now opened. Very exciting. Who's taking part in that event actually? I'm not sure what date it is, I've lost track of all those sort of things. Bit foggy, hazy on final, Ashton says, but nice. Hopefully, visibility is good enough for our VOR approach, which actually reminds me we've got to set the minimums still as well, don't we? So let's do a quick orbit round with the drone camera. No, Dwal, it's action-packed. We've got a very short window in the cruise. We could just chill at 280 knots, which is pretty much coming to an end already. VOR 560, so minimums CDFA. We're going to go 420 on the run out. So pull, press and holds. And local QNH Visby 1000. Right, what else? So we're leveled off there, that's all fine. Gonna be PTU and everything next. Seatbelt signs are off, lights are all off, otherwise we can get a re-old penalty. Quick run out, get a brew. Refilled the potable water for us, which is nice. Up there. We can close the door once again. Right. Let's see if we can get the METAR in the live chat for Visby, folks. So use that command in the live chat. See what it does. Keep smashing the like button if you are enjoying today. Action-packed at 2 sectors, actually. This second one feels a little stressful. We've got 1350 at 10, all the 9s and overcast at 600 feet, my goodness. Well, that's updated and got a little bit worse, hasn't it? Don't let me forget, actually, this time I'll do flight recorder and I'll replay our landing. I'll just get that ready on my screen. There. What's our next waypoint? So you've got to look at this to see where you're at next. Rogme. So 14 miles or 10 miles now to Disru. From there working the descent to Visby. Fuel's good, engines are nice. Speeds. Just a little nudge up. Another percent. My other half, her stepdad's got a Gen 3 high booster, James. It's very nice. This checklist is really helpful because actually when I've been flying this before, I'd thought previously I wasn't getting all of it right, and actually it's the little things like in the climb turning the PTU off that I'd not thought about before. Whereas now I know it's something that I have to do, it's on my task list, on that checklist on the yoke, and on the descent I can click PTU back on again. It's all stuff we have to do managing the aeroplane. Going to put that standby instrument in the in 1013 for now. Doesn't sit right with me though. Maybe we should be on. Let's stick with it. Let's set standard pressure. Because we're probably going to get a penalty actually on New Sky for not setting standard pressure during this short sector, but MPS Gaming said that they actually keep the local QNH set instead for this. We're already coming up to, we're at Disru now, so 24 nautical miles to Rogme. And in the VNAV, $2,000 foot per minute. 11 miles to top of descent. So what I'm going to do at Rogme is I'm going to go direct to Sopak. Actually no, I'm just going to leave it. I want to see how it behaves without fiddling too much. Fred, no, it's bank holiday, don't forget, so it's Easter holidays at the minute. Look at all this sheet of cloud, wow. JustFlight were in the live chat a little earlier on, so they answered that question as well. They said they're back to work tomorrow. Little bits of tweaking here and there to be made before they're happy with the product. To make sure they are happy with the product rather, and then at that point they'll be looking to release, so either Wednesday, Thursday or Friday for a release period. The V2. Hopefully I'm showing you guys the new update well enough with all of its features and new quirks and things. If you were missing the very start of the video, of the stream, and you missed the video the other day, it's got that kind of F-28 professional cabin simulation now. So you can do inter-cabin calls. You've got that Becker radio unit there as well now, which means that you can put your own custom music in and play that in the cabin. And up in the overhead on doors 2, or 1 right rather, doors 1 right, you can turn the lights off, which is very good for those kind of nighttime flights, dimming the cabin lights for landing and all that sort of stuff. Visby traffic, Brother's 418 Victor is 10 nautical miles to the north of Rogme, inbound Rogme to Sierra, 14,000 feet, and we're going to be completing 1 right-hand hold at Sopak for testing purposes. We'll report clearing the hold inbound and expecting the VOR runway 03 Visby. So 14, our next one is going to be 2,500, isn't it? So we'll set that. 35. And along the star, Rogme at or above 100, SV970 at or above 5. And then Tuvix max 210 at 2,200, which is the minimum holding altitude as well. But we'll do 2,500. Level off, it will give us a couple of 100 feet to play with. 25 miles Rogme, 17 miles SV970, so don't need to rush into a rate of descent just yet. Although we have crossed top of descent. Let's go to alt arm. Descent mode. Get the nose down. And already I want to focus getting below 250 because we're going to quite quickly get through 10,000 feet. So we'll see how we go. And that's with the throttles idle. Descent mode again is pushing the TGT up, so it's increasing the power of the engines to achieve that. Where we might need to make use of those lift spoilers a little bit. I'm going to set 195. 195, which is there for heading, ready for the hold entry. And we've got a 10 knot headwind, 2 knot crosswind in IFR conditions with a VOR approach to runway 03 for Visby here. The diversion alternate is Stockholm Arlanda. Let's see if I can bring that thrust down a bit more.
Visby approach, right turn right, inbound, Rockney 8 miles at flight level.
He's going to overtake me. In the descent, PTU, on.
Feedback on the shutdown. Please have the feedback and feedback.
10,000 coming up. Ooh, other way, up for landing lights, down for taxi. Running return off lights. That's all fine. Strobes, everything stays on. Engine air, we'll leave that on. 250, look at that, happy days. So let's see, what have we got here? In the hold. So nav, hold armed, which is there. And we can disarm it by going into that mode. Not sure what proceed means. I would assume that's going to be proceed direct to, which would be DTO. But that's what we're going to be doing. So inbound 195, right turn 015. So it's computed the hold for us. $1,000. Right to low, down you go. Just going to bring that rate of descent down to nearer to 1,000 foot per minute. Actually, I'm just going to use sync mode again. We'll try and hold the speed up a little bit near to 250 as best as we can, because I know we've got some folks behind. I can see MPS Gaming's nav lights right there. Yeah, everything feels much more polished in this version 2. I'm not sure if it is going to be designated version 2 actually. We're just assuming it is. But in this big update, and it's a huge update. Speed's good, altitude 6.5. At or above 5 at SV 970 in 6 miles, so that's achieved.
Visby approach
016.
Right, descending to 5,000 feet, inbound Sierra Victor 97018 miles.
MPS, are you entering the hold with me, or are you going to overtake while I'm in the hold? In fact, yeah, you'll be able to overtake while I'm in the hold. So as I'm turning outbound 015, at that point you'd be whizzing past, so that would work out perfectly. He says. A little bumper speed again, a little bit of bad power. Hot brakes off, set yellow. Yeah, cool, that sounds good. I'll look forward, I'll try and look out for you on the fly past, that'd be quite cool. APU's off, we'll keep it off. Elevation's going to be 0. Thanks, Fred. It is going to be version 2 of the 146 Professional from JustFlight. And what a whopper it is. It's so good. We're going to go flap 30 for this approach, folks. 124. It's going to be a slightly increased approach speed. 134 if we add the 10, and turning at SV 970 now. So remember, we're going to keep everything in RNAV for the HSI to begin with, and then as we leave the hold, we're going to go inbound to VIX, and we need to flick the switch across to, or down to nav, that little button there, off RNAV. Information Alpha, welcome, how you doing? So QNH is all set 1000, ETU's on, pressurization set, briefing's complete, landing data's all set, we've got all the bugs checked. That's all good. 6 harness locked and secure. Altimeters are set to QNH 1000, seatbelt signs are on, APU as required, brake fans are auto, left them on auto, fueling panels all good, and cabin is warned. So we're going to get cabin secure momentarily. Yeah, good, thanks Information Alpha. Happy Easter. Look at
Cabin is secure.
that. Out surfing. Beautiful. So the great thing with routes like this is it allows you to kind of do these shorter hops, a little bit more intense, in an aeroplane that's otherwise actually quite demanding as well in some instances because of all the things you've got to think about. And the Airbus A320, for example, will do pretty much all of your thinking for you, whereas this aeroplane doesn't, and you've got to think about 10 minutes, 15 minutes ahead of the jet, which is difficult when your sector is only it's only got an airtime of about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. It's icing, disregards. Just us turning all the icing functions on.
2500.
Check. So actually we're alt capture already now. That speed's just going to trickle down, and I want to have ready to go maneuver. I want to see what happens on this screen as we enter the hold. So we are about to do that. Good try at the April Fools there. Extreme. But it isn't yet.
Visby approach, Osprey Fahrenheit, inbound, so back 16 miles, descending to...
Yes, he's precisely 10 miles behind.
200 feet.
2,200. Alt arm. Because it's so close, the aeroplane's just gone, you know what, I'll dip the nose for you. Get that speed down to about 210, which is the Tuvix max speed anyway. Look at this. I've never flown into Visby before either. No idea what to expect. Looks pretty cool though. Right, SOPAC, here we go. 1 mile to a right turn, and we should see what happens here. I've got no idea what to expect with this, folks, by the way. This is a genuine first attempt. So I'm going to have the view like this, just so I can monitor everything a bit better. Speed, heading, there goes the right turn. So now the UNS-1 has changed. This bottom, so LSK5 has now become disarmed. Visby traffic, Brothers 418 Victor at SOPAC, turning right for 1 hold orbit. 2,200 feet, QNH 1000 will report
Speed
leaving the
checked
hold
below 205.
behind
Select flaps
MPS. Visby traffic. Little bump of power just for the turn. And this is going to be 015. Move that with us. So, look at this, VATSIM ready. How good is this? This is absolutely mega. I'm hoping MPS is passing us imminently, because we're not going to see him in the cloud.
Visby approach, Osprey 79, inbound to back 5 miles.
Okay, so he's literally here somewhere, cloud surfing on the other side. So I'm not sure how to exit the hold. We've got nav here, holding is changed. On the flight plan here we've got hold active, and then in nav we can go into manoeuvre, and I think we could probably go disarm hold. Let me just click proceed, see what happens. That was proceed as in proceed leaving the hold, I think, by the looks of it. So I'm going to disarm the hold, and immediately there it's actually begun to exit the hold now, so we're going direct to Vix.
Visby approach, Osprey 79, turn left for runway 03.
So I'm just fixing this now to SOPAC. Power.
Approach landing runway 03.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? Really nice hold pattern and stuff that it's flying there. Visby traffic, Brothers 418 Victors leaving the hold, SOPAC inbound to Vix, number 2 for the VOR 03 approach. Will report to Vix, turning final. Visby traffic. Power. So disarming the hold there has basically gone right. We've left the hold immediately. We've done a direct 2. So I'll have to look at the manual again just to remind myself between the difference of proceed and disarm. Disarm basically cancelled the hold and went direct to the next fix. There's MPS. He's about 7 nautical miles ahead, which is perfect. So SOPAC 2200 alt hold. We are going to go left 105. Which is there. Bring that speed down. Max 210. It's done it really well, look at that. Oh, I think that handled that really nicely. So what have we got here? Descent angle of 3 degrees. From 6 miles. So we're going to be Tuvix, left turn inbound 016. Six there. Speed off.
Visby approach, Osprey 79, 6 miles for landing.
Perfect.
03.
4 miles behind him. Visby traffic, Brothers 418 Victors turning inbound for the VOR approach runway 03. Currently overhead Tuvix and approximately 10-11 mile final. Visby traffic. So we had that speed check below 205, didn't we? Let's start to extend our flaps. We've already had that annunciation. We should get gear down coming up next.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
There it is. We're going to flick to nav, nav, VL. (016). So now we're flying the lock course, or the VOR course, the inbound course to Visby. Get gear down while we can.
Speed check to below 180, select flaps 24.
Yeah, this is really rubbish weather, isn't it, MPS? Oh, flight recorder. Okay, recording the landing. I think I might start the APU for this. So 3 DME 1,000 feet.
Visby traffic Osprey 2 inbound stop back. And we're going to do a left turn towards the initial fix for the RMP 03 Subic. Osprey 2.
I hope we get this right. We've already had seats for landing, haven't we? So flap 30 is set. I think here, in this case, we're going to be slightly high, 1,000 feet.
Autopilot disconnected.
There we go. So slightly, it's a non-precision approach, isn't it? Look, folks. So now we've got visual. Visby traffic. Brother's 48 Victor is short final number 2. We'll land after the landing traffic. Visby. We'll do a land after here, I think, folks. So once I can see he is committing at the end of the runway and vacating, we can touch down without him being necessarily clear.
Minimums.
Continue. It's a little bit better. There he is, he's clear, so we'll land.
Visby traffic was by 598 vacated runway 03.
Over the threshold, we're going to extend the spoilers.
50, 40,
out they go.
30, 20,
holding that.
10.
Ground idle. Yellow
green,
spoilers.
lovely.
Brake pressure seen.
Manual brakes.
80 knots.
And actually now I'm off the brakes. And we're just rolling because we've got to get down to the end of the runway. Look at that booty. 60 knots.
Visby traffic was by 598 taxi Mike to gate 1.
Oh, chuffing heck, there's no entry. Oh well, we'll take it anyway. We do what we want. Welcome to VATSIM, we do what we want. Visby traffic problems. 418 Victors vacated on Mike. After all of that, it was so hectic and so quick. We got the APU on. Couldn't even get the APU air on. Could we? And we landed with anti-ice on. That's how stressful that got. APS Gary says that's for fighter jets. You not see how quick I landed? Oh dear. Strobes. And let's get these flaps and things retracted, shall we? What have we got here? Lovely job. 255 foot per minute, look, and I'm happy with that. We've got a bounce. Yeah, those no entry signs are barely visible, aren't they, Badger? I saw them, but it was already too late because I was turning. But it is on the charts, so I should have just read the charts. Let's get them runway turn off lights off. So there you go, demonstrated a hold using the UNS-1 and a VOR approach.
Visby traffic, contemplated another final fix, RMP 03.
Pretty cool. Get that off. And the transponder off. Follow MPS. I think we're going for gate 4. Got Landis Pharmacist as we flew over his workplace. Nice. And don't forget we've got that replay ready to go as well. Oh, I forgot that. I put it on bloody. I put the DME on standby instead of on, so I weren't getting the DME. I was using the HSI instead. All worked out in the end. Yeah, hopefully I'll get a copyright strike for it, Chris. I hope it's not too loud, but it's in the background. As we just taxi in here, hopefully I'll get the centre line just nestled in nicely. They're on a party in the back here, my goodness, look at that. So that's all playing away. We can just turn it off. So yeah, you can customise that with your own music if you wish. Yeah, there were some in the hangar actually. We saw those Swedish Air Force Gripens. Dave Cat, no, don't forget this is version 2, so they've made a whole host of tweaks and improvements and things, so... Carly. Brilliant. Hello, Carly. Gotlandis says the airport serves the 737 MAX from Ryanair during the summer months. I thought the runway would have been shorter here than it was in Stockholm Bromma, but no, it's not. It's the other way around. Certainly long enough, this runway, isn't it? Right, where are we parking? Stand 4, so in Alpha, which is here. And it's where that SAS is, so we'll change to stand 3.
Visby traffic, Scandinavian 425, downwind 03 left.
Engine air off, that's all good. We'll put fresh air on. Engine anti-ice off, lights off for parking. Where have me people gone? Has QATL crashed? No, it hasn't. There we go, that's a bit better. Wonder where he'd gone. ATL would be great, got Landis for this kind of little hop. It's very nice, MPS. And gently on the brakes.
Cabin crew, doors to manual and test check.
Right, so beacon's off. What I'll do, before I do any of the GSX stuff, disembarking and all the rest of it, we will have a little look at New Sky. We got any touchdowns going on yet? Oh, we've just missed one. Let's have a quick check of Atlanta here, hold on. Yeah, we've got Scandinavian 4, treble 5 coming in next.
Visby traffic off base 2 and after vacated 03 on Charlie.
Nice touchdown, I'm sure. Right, New Sky. Close the flight. We'll see if we've got point deduction there for, yeah, we got hit for no standard pressure, but I think on this route, from what MPS was saying, they actually remain on local pressure because it is so short, but it is what it is, I'm happy with that. Actually, we used a slightly bit less fuel than estimated. Look at that airtime. 50 minutes, including a hold. There's the little route. There's the little hold we did with the on the outbound leg heading back out again. Really impressed with that. They've done a great job. And that's with my butterfingers clicking away at stuff. Right, let's go to tab, camera, follow aircraft, off. We're going to close New Sky. And I'm going to go, where is it? Ready for takeoff. Aircraft state.
Ready for takeoff selected.
So, click for a state here where it just goes bam, all the engines are on now, let's go, we're ready. It's going to do it all ourselves, like automatically. He says, we're just going to wait for all of this to set itself up and get it all ready to go, and at that point we'll think about hitting the replay, because actually that's still rolling. Just wait for that, and we have got one on final. So we should wait for Graham. Yeah, I've got an RTX 4090 Officer Oki with one of the latest AMD CPUs, 64GB of DDR5 RAM and all that sort of stuff, so really, really very powerful PC. So everything's on Ultra. I run the sim natively in 4K, and if your internet's good enough for you guys, I push your stream out in 2K 60 frames per second as well, providing your internet is fast enough. You know what I want to try next in this at some point in the future? I want to go into that steep approach mode and fly back into London City again soon. This is automatically going through all of the engine start sequence for us now. does take a little while though. It doesn't just do one click and everything's automatically on. It will follow its sequence of engine start and things. It's quite quick though, nevertheless. MPS says that before the ATR, Malmo Aviation, which was then Brathen's add BAe146, which later then got switched to the ATR 72. Yeah, this is a real livery from what I understand, based on real life. So we'll get a couple of replays. We'll get a replay of the touchdown, and we'll get a replay of our approach from inside as well, the approach and landing from the inside. For that, I'm going to disconnect from VATSIM briefly and go back in as observer so that we're all visible with one another. Let's pause this music. Clear that. I've got to find the file now. 146 FCR. Here we go. Bingo. So if I just pause this.
Terrain ahead.
So it doesn't really recognise all of this. It starts to freak out about positioning of some of the switches and things. So we have to be a little bit creative. For example, the flight control replay doesn't actually activate the lift spoilers at the back. So I have to do that manually. Here we go. So this was me manually flying this. Little crosswind though, actually. I'd not massively realised. I'm going to get the lift spoilers out now. He says. Oh, actually, it recognised the setting. It just did it itself.
Traffic, scheduled being 4555 and
neck.
turning 12 miles final for runway 03.
We'll be out of his way. He can't see us anyway. Look at that. Oh! Absolute greaser. Just re-level the drone camera, take a little screenshot. We'll go back a little bit. There we go. Right, yes, that actually it's recognised the setting. Not the landing lights though. Look, it's flapping away, flashing those lights crazy. Throttle's idle. Touchdown. Oh, look at the suspension actually. That is worth watching in itself. Look at this. Right, you ready for this? Let's go back. That's well cool. So the weirdness is the replay functions basically. Trying to work out positioning of wheels and everything else. But yeah, that's really, really neat. What we'll do now is just go and set up for watching Graham's landing. In the meantime, I'm going to send the jet back. So this was a VOR approach. There's the crosswind, by the way, flicking away as well. Pause the replay. I haven't tried yet MPS gaming, but I think so. Please no. You'll be alright. Can't be as bad as some of my landings. They've been absolute shockers. And we're going to go in a replay from this view. Let's see, let's pick one. Just sorts itself out, gets itself in the right mode. That one. I reckon that one. Which? Views, views, views. That one. Right, let's see where he is. Dot aircraft. I think he's just passed the airplane here. There he is. In the cloud. Peekaboo! That's neat. So, he's only about 2 minutes from touchdown. Super Amazing says, how do you know what descent rate to use when you're on a VOR approach? That's a great question. We can discuss it while we're waiting as well. So, this is the approach we've just done into Visby. We're at VOR 03. And you can see here that at 6.7 DME, from the Visby VOR 1151, which is here, and that 6.7 DME is here, we need to be at 2,200 feet. Yeah? So just merge those two figures together. And at that point, we've only got 6.7 miles to touchdown, and we want to achieve a 3-degree glide descent angle on approach. And depending on our ground speed, which in this aeroplane, if I just go into the aeroplane again, the ground speed is this little icon here, ground speed 163 indicated, for example. We would match that. Oops, maybe that was hidden by the charts. There's the 163. We would match that with the rate of descent to achieve 3 degrees thereabouts. So ground speed of 163 is 160, 849. And naturally, as we slow down, our ground speed will decrease as well. So it will become 140, in which case we just tickled the rate of descent down again, 743. And then 120, we're looking at basically 700 foot per minute for 130 knots approximately, once we slow down to proper final approach speed. So you can use the chart to get the information you need in order to try and find out what rate of descent you actually want. Oh, he's bold, he's doing it in the 737-800. Challenging conditions, these. Blustery crosswind, and actually more
negative. ERJ 195
than it shows. I was in the E-jet. Even more bold, because it's in that rather rubbish FSS E-jet that can't do very much. I think he's got the default scenery there, look. I love it when people have different scenery. Oh, actually, that might have been VATSIM being a bit kinky. Oh, that'll be the touchdown. Nice. Good work. And let's dive into passenger view for our replay. Let's see if we can fix the weird flashy lights. Oh, there we go, that worked. Right. 2,000 feet. Vertical speed's currently 500 foot per minute, apparently 600 foot per minute. So that's about 6 miles now. We're just increasing our rate of descent. 800 foot per minute. There we go. Hope you've enjoyed today. Easter Monday stream. Don't forget to hit like if you've not done so already. Hit subscribe as well. And don't forget, tomorrow we're doing Krakow to London Luton, the new Unibuild's London Luton Airport scenery as well. We're going to be back in the Fenix A320, this time flying Wizz with the IAEs, so that's going to be quite cool as well. But I'm going to leave you with this replay of our touchdown. Big thank you to everyone who's flown along today, and whoever it was at ground. Oh, look at that racetrack, snazzy. Whoever it was in ground at Bromma, that was really good as well. Thank you for taking the time to connect to the network, provide us with a little bit of ATC in the middle there. Thanks to MPS Gaming for setting up our route for today and suggesting it as one that he wanted to see. That's our minimums call out. And you can get this and Bromma in one package by purchasing the Orbex Stockholm Bromma scenery via Orbex Direct, which is really quite cool actually. Generally very impressed with both of these. Look really good. In the meantime, as always, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of Easter, folks. And as we cross over the fence of the airfield to touchdown, I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.